Hello, Legacy enjoyers. Maxtortion here. I'm back from a brief recording hiatus to bring you a new Legacy video. Today, I'm playing the Legacy Showcase Challenge on Groundhog Day 2025. That's February 2nd for those not celebrating. And I am playing Eldrazi. And how did I come to play Eldrazi in this Showcase Challenge, you might ask? Well, I've been playing a bunch of different decks that aren't Eldrazi, like Painter, Oops All Spells, a lot of Oops All Spells actually, some Sneak and Show, various Delver decks, Frogless Reanimator, lots of things. And really what I noticed, oh, also Nadu, but really what I noticed is that with a lot of these decks, I didn't want to face Eldrazi. Every time I was paired against Eldrazi, with the exception of maybe like Sneak and Show, I would just groan, like, why? Why this? Why do I have to deal with Eldrazi? And I kind of realized, hey, that means I should be playing Eldrazi because it passes the groan test. It makes me groan to play against it, so I should probably be the one doing that to other people. So what Eldrazi list am I playing? It's pretty stock with an asterisk there. Mainland configuration is pretty normal. I'm only playing 3 wastelands from the stock 4, so I could squeeze in a Maze of Ith. Also, I'm playing a snow-covered forest and a snow-covered wastes as some basics to help a little bit with Blood Moon. Doing a couple other things for that, which we'll get to in just a minute. I'm playing a Blast Zone in the main deck, as well as kind of a board wipe for Delver and Delver adjacent threats. And the anti-Blood Moon tech I talked about is Talisman of Curiosity. I'm playing 2 of these in the main deck. And the reason why I'm doing this is because it can add colorless, green, or blue under a Blood Moon, which means you can actually cast your spells. You can play a Wastegate Battle Mage kicked to destroy a Blood Moon. You can cast a Selling Mycospawn to get either the Forest or the Wastes. You can just kind of ramp your stuff in general. It's, pretty solid. A lot of other decks are playing Grim Monolith, which, can tap to add triple colorless as a one-shot kind of deal. It's also acceleration. Meanwhile, this is not acceleration on the turn you play it. But I do think I like Talisman of Curiosity a little bit more on average. I played a league with this deck to test it out, and I was a fan of the Talisman. Other than that, close to stock, I'm playing 2 Wastegate Battle Mages in the main deck. This replaced, compared to a stock list, there's a main deck Null Drifter usually. That's the 7 mana 4/4 Annihilator one that can evoke for 2 and a blue. And a main deck If That Heralds the End. That's the one the colorless like 2/2 Lord. So yeah, playing 2 Wastegate Battle Mages in the main deck, kind of again as a little bit of a hedge against the Blood Moons and stuff like that. So yeah, and then moving over into the sideboard, we've got, again, pretty stock. 2 Mindbreak Traps for combo. Dismember for creatures. Fairy Macabre over Leyline of the Void here, and that's because when I've been playing like Oops All Spells and whatever, I'm cutting my Thoughtseize and Pact of Negations and stuff post-board to bring in a bunch of Force of Vigors and stuff like that. So I figure that Fairy Macabre can kind of pivot to where you can either answer a Chalice or answer a Fairy Macabre, but you can't really do both. And so that puts me in a good spot against those combo decks. 2 more Wastegate Battle Mages. You can tell I really like this card. It's overperformed for me constantly every time I play it. So playing 4 of them between the main deck and sideboard. 2 Disruptor Flutes, which are primarily for Nadu, but will come in against combo decks as well. And 2 Null Rods in places where Null Rods are relevant, like Mystic Forge or what have you. So anyway, that's my Legacy Showcase Challenge Eldrazi deck. I will see you all for round 1. Okay, we're here for round 1. We're on the draw against Locotus79. Their moto history implies they might be on Moon Stompy, so, not ideal, but we do already have our Talisman of Curiosity, so hopefully Talisman can do some work here. Looks like confirmed, by the way. There's the Blood Moon. So if they've looked me up, then they think that I am on Oops All Spells and maybe chalicing on 1. Yep, Chalice on 1. Okay, perfect. So at this point I have a few options of my own. I think that the safest one is to go Ancient Tomb, Talisman, and then play out the Lotus Petal. So Ancient Tomb, tap for Talisman, play out the Lotus Petal so I can't get hit by a follow-up Chalice on 0. Now, do I think that my 3 remaining Lotus Petals are better than potential Chrome Mox and stuff in their deck? That's the question on whether or not to play this petal or this chalice out. I think it's more likely that I'm going to want to like chalice on 3 or something down the road. So I'm just going to leave that. And then I can do a Myco Spawn next turn. Volcanic Fissure, okay. There's a Blood Moon, but I've got my Talisman. And there's a Chalice on 0. Okay, counters my Chalice on 0. I didn't have to do the work. So now no more pain for my lands. So given that they have 1 card remaining in hand, I'm actually going to go for the Thought-Knot Seer first, because I can follow up with a Sowing Myco Spawn next turn. So Talisman of Curiosity is already doing work. Sniped the 1 ring, that's great. And now I can continue to chug along here. What do they find? Blood Magus, okay, yeah. More Blood Moon behavior from my opponent. Okay, so that Cavern is not going to end up doing anything, but this Myco Spawn will. Let's cast it. I'm going to get my wastes with it. So I have double colorless. And then I'll attack with the Thought-Knot Seer. Now at this point, let's see, what did they find? 3 Bombardiers, okay. Well, that does some damage. Okay, they attack with the Bombardiers and start flinging. Probably do. What do they fling? The Magus to kill my Thought-Knot Seer? That's probably what I would do. But hopefully I'm going to be able to do a 6 mana play next turn. Yeah, Magus to kill Thought-Knot Seer. Draw a card. So yeah, 6 mana. I'll do it with the Wasteland. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Cast with Kicker. So I get a land. I'm going to exile this one. It doesn't really matter. And then I will get another land that doesn't really matter here because they're all mountains. I guess I'll get the forest in that case. It's not a mountain. Comes in. I will attack here. And then next turn I can start chalicing for 3. Just to kind of prevent good stuff from coming down for my opponent. They're going into attacks. Yeah, I mean, they're not blocking, so may as well attack. Hopefully this isn't like a Fury or something like that. That could really ruin my day. Oh. Okay, they hit me for 2. Respect. Yeah, I will attack for... Ooh, perfect. I will have protection during my next turn, so I don't have to worry about getting randomly killed. So let's attack for 6. Put them to 1. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 with the mountains. Cast the 1 ring. Draw a card. Once upon a time. Sure. Okay, well, opponent had enough. Talisman did great work at beating a Blood Moon that I would have otherwise lost to. So let's bring in some Battle Mages. Let's bring in some Dismembers. Probably want all the Dismembers. Cards I don't really want. I definitely don't want these Chalices. And I can probably afford to cut 1 more card. It's maybe the Blast Zone, because they don't really have CMC 1 stuff. It's kind of what I'm thinking. Makes sense to me. let's run it. Good job, Talisman of Curiosity. Okay, so this one is solid, assuming they don't have exactly a turn 1 Blood Moon. I can Fleshraker and have Petals. So I'm going to keep it. I can go turn 1 Fleshraker and follow up with a Petal to make Scions for colorless. And if for some reason it is a Blood Moon on turn 1, at least I have follow-up of, Forest, which I'll hold back. Hey, there we go. Found a Mecha Spawn. So I'll play out the Tomb. I'm going to play out the Petals in case I get Chaliced. I don't really think I'm going to get Chaliced, but I just want to be careful. And then turn 2, I'm going to go Mecha Spawn, get a Wastes. Thanks, Mecha Spawn, for showing up. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, don't care. Cast. Get a basic Wastes. Snow-covered variety. It's a snowy wasteland. Snowy waste type land. And then pass back to opponent. They've played a land. Okay, what have they got? Rabble Master. Okay, well, I don't really care about that. Goblin attacks. I will block. And then Wastegate Battle Mage. Okay, that can actually blow up the Blood Moon if I wanted it to. Do I want it to? I don't know. Right now I feel like it's actually, it gives my opponent 5 mana to work with. I'll keep it in the arsenal. Let's see, for right now, so if we go 1, 2, 3, yeah, maybe next turn. Fleshraker this turn. An attack. The Rabble Master comes in. Do I block with the? Yeah, I think I do. So at that point, I'm just going to hold both back so that I can block both the Rabble Master and the Goblin, because I'm going to be able to combo Fleshraker and stuff pretty soon. Bombardier, that's annoying. Okay, they've got the combo online. And they attack because they have to. Rabble Master probably attacks too. No, it does not. Okay. They're going to preemptively fling Goblin at Fleshraker? They are. Okay. Now, okay, so now I think I do. So I'm going to go Cavern. And if I do this correctly, 1, 2, 3, then I can also follow up with the Fleshraker. So get rid of the Blood Moon. Since I am taking 2 here, but I will hopefully be able to like block. Okay. My hope here is I can successfully just like block the Bombardiers with enough creatures. And I would really like to see a Devourer of Destiny, something like that off the top. There at this point, if they play another land, their cities both go bye-bye, so they're motivated to not do that. Although now my Ancient Tombs really bring the pain. So this was a double-edged sword here, but I needed to get the body in play. And so I figured that removing the Blood Moon was probably worthwhile for me, because like Eye of Ugin and stuff is good if I can draw it. Okay, opponent is officially bringing the heat here. These Rebel Masters will force... So 2 goblins are going to get made, and the attack is going to be forced here. So goblins are coming in, these Rebel Masters coming in. And then... So everything's attacking. Let's see what opponent chooses to do. If he chooses to use a goblin to kill my Fleshraker or something on attackers, limits my options. Yep. Now I'm going to double block this Bombardier. And then probably this means that the next turn I'll have a living Myco spawn. If I can draw another way to answer a creature, then I can hopefully answer both Rabble Masters, and then I'll be stable. Okay, damage has been dealt. Or it will be, there we go. Wastegate Battle Mage is dead. Once upon a time, there was a way to get me out of this. A Wastegate Battle Mage, that will do. Yep, I take it. Confirmed. This one goes on Eldrazi. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I bounce a Rabble Master? I think so. It kind of gets things back under control for me. Yeah. And I'm going to hang back just to get blocks on. So this is good. Now I have some semblance of control over the situation. Rabble Master's coming back in, rabbling it up. Not surprising. Well, I really didn't want to see this Fury, I'll tell you that much. I assume that it's going to deal 3 to the Myco spawn, 1 to the Battle Mage. Yep. So I am going to trade with this Rabble Master. In order to not die. This is attacking for lethal. Force block. Take 5. Devour of Destiny would probably be my best draw. Fleshraker is serviceable. By which I mean I go to 1. Is this a ring? Yeah, it's a ring. Okay. And let's see. If opponent attacks me with everything, I go to 1 life. And then something really lucky happens. No. Okay, concede. Okay, game 3. I like my sideboarding configuration here. I don't think that anything needs to change. Kozilek's command could have saved me. It's funny. Okay, let's send it back. Still pretty impressive showing on, like, handling a Blood Moon. Okay, so this hand, what does it do? It's got a talisman. It's got... Yeah, it's got talisman. It's got cavern. I think I keep it. It's a little on the slow side, but it's like pretty stable. I will keep. Yeah, I'm going to lead on the Eye of Ugin. Kind of keeps my options open the most. And then if I get Turn on Blood Moon, then that's fine. I have a talisman. I get Turn on Blood Moon, that's fine. I have a talisman. As we just established. Let's do it with Ancient Tomb. Play this. Okay, and now I can continue. Next turn I can Thought-Knot Seer. Oh no, what you doing? Fable. Okay, the Fable's not too bad. I've seen worse. Mycospawn is great. But I think Thought-Knot Seer first to kind of know what my opponent has going on and then stymie their development. Thought-Knot Seer. The Bombardiers, Ravel Master, One Ring. I think that I'm going to take the Bombardiers because I can handle the Ravel. And I can also exile the ring with Wayscape Battle Mage if I need to. So if they, send this token in just to get ramp in, that's okay with me. Okay, they've chosen not to discard anything. They probably found a third land. They found a Chrome Mox, okay. So they're discarding the Ravel Master. They're going to throw this away to get the One Ring into play. And then I'll be able to Mycospawn out a Wastes. So I block, play the One Ring. So I can't do the kicker yet because I need colorless and green, and this can only do one at a time. Just kidding. So that's probably the play. Or I could just start nuking my opponent's lands for a turn. Like I could Mycospawn, get it, kick it, blow up land, or do I? So I could Battle Mage first, but then I'm not guaranteed the 6 mana for the Mycospawn. Yeah. So I think I want to do the 6 mana Mycospawn play first because it's a bit more devastating to my opponent's mana development. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cast with kicker. So we exile. I think I'm just going to exile the tomb. I don't really think it matters. And then I'm going to get a Wastes. No point attacking because they're under the ring's protection. And then next turn, I can get rid of this ring. So yeah, ring is coming up. They do draw 2 extra cards, but I think this was worth it as far as like mana development goes and guaranteed hits. Okay, so they're thinking now. Got 4 cards in hand, lots of options. Okay, Chrome Mox, so they're using 2 of the cards to get some acceleration going. So what do they got? They've used these cards. They're pitching a Magus. Maybe it's a Bombardier? Yeah, Bombardier. Okay. So that still can't really attack, can it? Oh yeah, I guess it can. They're playing Reflection? Okay. Okay, Thought-Knot Seer has been slain. Let's see here, what do I do? I think at this point, I'm going to have to take a turn off. I think I do need to blow up this One Ring before it does too much damage to me now. Too much pain. I mean, Devourer of Destiny is a great draw. 1, 2, 3. Wastegate Battle Mage with Green Kicker. Exile this ring. Cast it into the fire. Now, given that I have Devourer of Destiny not quite unlocked, but I have at least Kozilek's Command unlocked for next turn, I think that I'm going to attack and like create a race out of this. I think that this favors me. So I mean, Spirit Guide is getting tossed. The monkey. So if I draw another land, I will play Devourer of Destiny. And if I don't, then I will Kozilek's Command to get rid of this Bombardier. And stack my deck. Now they're figuring out what they want to throw and where. Lots of choices. They've chosen to deal 5 to my Mecha Spawn, which is fair. Okay, so now I drew a land. Great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Destiny has been devoured. Let's get out of here, Bombardier. And then I'll attack for 2. Okay. So beating turn 1 Blood Moon. All 3 games, turn 1 Blood Moon. Table of the Mirror Breaker, not a problem. Okay. One ring of my own. I think I just attack first. See what they do. They take it, go to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play a One Ring. Tap draw, hit a forest, not bad. Okay. Now I have Kozilek's Command if needed, but more likely I'm just going to hold it back. Discarded a Blood Moon and a Tomb. See if they're able to get anything relevant going. Hope they are not. 3 mana. Bombardier does not scare me because I have good stuff. I have Kozilek's Command to answer it. Next turn. Can't do it right now, but I'm also under the ring's protection right now. So they're attacking with the Bombardier in order to basically blow up my Battle Mage. Sink my Battle Mage. Which makes sense. They can use a Chrome Mox to kill it. Yep. Okay, so now they're completely out of cards, which means I have the win on lock with this Cutlass command removing the Goblin Shaman, but let's just see what else we got. Any spicier wins? Nope, just the one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I don't need to use green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can exile creature, and then I can make a bunch of blockers for fun. So creatures here, creature here. Yeah, this is overkill, but I'm just kind of doing this for fun. Showboating. So that's out of there, and then I can attack for lethal. I got the match, cool. So Talisman of Curiosity was definitely MVP here. Way to go. Beat Terminal Blood Moon, beat the air quotes bad matchup, or I mean Painter is worse, but you know, it's a bad matchup for Eldrazi. So 1-0 in the showcase. I'll see you all for round 2. 238 players today, by the way. Nice and big. So that will be a 9-rounder. Although it's a kind of small 9-rounder. So there will be a couple of X2s, a few X2s who sneak in, like people who go 7-0 and then lose the last 2 are pretty likely to be able to sneak into to top 8. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, got a slog ahead of me. I can do it. Deck is quite powerful, as we've just noted. Hello, we're here for round 2 against Hunding Jornersen, who is historically on Esper Vial. So they revealed a Yorion, so it seems like it's still very much a possibility. Second, I have Ugin isn't quite what I want. Let's Once Upon a Time. Mycospawn is something I would like. I don't have any green for it yet, so I'm just kind of trying to weigh those options here. I could also get a Blast Zone going, or a One Ring, or a Wastegate Battlement. I think I still pick the Mycospawn, and then eventually we'll find a green. So let's kick it off with a Chalice of the Void. See if that gets countered, or Brainstorm in response, something like that. Basic Island. Brainstorm in response, looking for a Force of Will. And we're in. Okay. Cool. And then let's see. Wasteland on my tomb. Okay. I will play an I have Ugin out. Hopefully get a backup Wasteland. Oh, perfect. So I will be able to get this Mycospawn going now with that. Okay, so basic lands for my opponent. Okay, so here I have a few choices of what to do. I think I want to hide this cavern a little bit, so I'll go Waith's Fleshraker. Obviously, also I can't cast an uncounterable Fleshraker because even if I played the cavern, I'd have to use the colorless mana. So now let's see what my opponent does. Solitude. Okay, they're getting this thing off the board. Pitching a Witch Enchanter. This Enchanter. Playing a third land. Recruiter. Let's see what they recruit for. If it's a way to blow up the Chalice, I'm going to play a second Chalice. Cephalid. That's a little annoying, actually. Let's see here. Kozilek's Command. Okay. So I think my plan at this point is to play the Mycospawn out and then get a Gaia's Cradle with it. Because at that point, what I'll be able to do is use the Kozilek's command mana generation to make a lot of extra stuff. So Gaia's Cradle, and then my Eye of Ugin can start popping off to get creatures and, you know, continue the cycle. So this is how I'm planning to do it. So we know about Ophelia. That when it attacks, it flickers a thing. Okay, so Temple was a great draw. I think that given the chance that Myco Spawn would get countered, I'm gonna hang back with it because Lexington gets countered. I don't want like the fail rate of things to go really far south. So I'll do this now, or like I'll hold back the Myco Spawn in case the Kozilek's command gets countered on start combat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So exile creature, make a bunch of scions. So target player, target creature. Done. So let's see if this works. It does, fantastic. So now I'll be able to start using Gaia's Cradle to great effect here. I have 6 creatures in play. 3. Critter of the Guard, what are we getting? Because whatever it is, I hopefully can Thought-Knot Seer it away. Another Philia. Okay, makes sense. Because I can go 6, 7, tap, search, and then I can just play a Thought-Knot Seer uncounterably on my turn. That's pretty messed up. Okay. Even squeeze in a Talisman of Curiosity? I think I can. This is 7, 6. So if I play this, oh, my opponent's like, oh, that's enough. They see the plan. Okay. So against Vial, I think I want Whiskey Battle Mages yet again. Disruptor Flute could be good against, you know, the creatures that they name. I also like the idea of dismembering things. These are all maybes. Let's see what I'm not super excited about. Chalices can get flickered way too easily, so I'm actually not super high on those, especially on the draw. I might not need all the battle mages. The blowing up the Vial is good, but that's about it. Because I don't actually want to bounce their stuff. Most of it has good ETBs. So I could just kind of bring in. Well, I want to get rid of Baleful Strix, so I'll put in like 1 Wastegate Battle Mage. I'll put in the 3 Dismember. I like the Blast Zone. I like the Mazavith. Yeah, I think this seems good. I should be prepared for Harbinger of the Seas, which I appear to be with the Dismembers. Yeah, let's run it like this. Okay. On the draw for game 2. Opponents on the play. And yeah, I like what I see. Keep. I go into 6. Opponent has kept on 6. Playing Marsh Flats. Okay, what do I do? Which land do I lead on? Now I'm going to lead on Temple, so if nothing else, I can just kind of command up a cantrip to draw a card. I could have also played the Wastegate Battle Mage there for no value, just to kind of guaranteed hit for a Cradle. That might have been the right call because of this outcome here. I just need to draw a card, so I'm going to do that. I just don't want to get stuck on lands. Okay. Drew a card with my command. Ancient Tomb. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this Cavern first. It's actually the more expendable land given my pile of Fleshrakers. So I'll go Fleshraker into something. Or Fleshraker into Mycospawn or Fleshraker, Thought-Knot, you know, stuff like that. I've got ways around this. Vial, okay. I could just pop this right now. Talisman of Curiosity is a really good draw. I think that I'm going to actually pop the Vial. I feel like they have a removal spell for the Fleshraker. So yeah, this is good. And they're not going to be so enticed to plow a Battle Mage because it's just a 2/2, which means my Cradle's more likely to be able to tap for mana next turn. Anyway, yeah, that's my plan. And then, given that they're fetching all non-basics, I should be able to Mycospawn up a Wasteland. 1, 2, 3. Recruiter of the Guard. So maybe I'm going to Thought-Knot Seer. We'll see. See what they get. They got a Harbinger. So yeah, Thought-Knot Seer time. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Uncomfortable Thought-Knot, please. And thank you. I should have attacked first. This is just slightly sloppy play. It's not really going to make a difference, but... Okay, Oculus, Impersonator, Force of Will, Harbinger of the Seas. What does Clever Impersonator do? Copy of any non-land permanent on the battlefield. Okay, Oculus is annoying, but they're not that close to casting it. So Harbinger seems to be the pick. Yeah, I think so. And I will attack with my Battle Mage. They could chump block here. They probably won't. But it would get another creature in the graveyard for them. So Oculus needs 6 things to exile. So getting close now. They have 4. Impersonator can copy Recruiter of the Guard. Probably will. Okay. Oh, copy Thought-Knot Seer. Well, my hand is 2 pair, so. With my 2-pair hand, it is not super clear what's the right thing to do. So if I draw a land... Okay, well, I guess they thought it was clear. 5, yeah, so they're trying to get Oculus down. I am not going to take the bait. Hey, Ivugan's a really good draw. So let's go. I have 2 Fleshrakers. They could force 1, but they'd have to pitch the Oculus for that. So I guess let's combo. Fleshraker. Fleshraker. Okay. Then I can just 5 mana. Play a Talisman of Curiosity. No longer that concerned about Oculus. Nor am I that concerned about this resolving. It just doesn't need to. I'm dealing so much damage to my opponent with these 2 Fleshraker comboing off. So then 1, 2, 3. Let's go colorless and uncounterable green with kicker. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I can exile 2 lands from my opponent. I can exile. See, they have 2 tundras. I have 3 blue sources. They have 2 black sources. I guess I'll get rid of both their black. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. And then I can get a wasteland. And deal, again, way too much damage to my opponent. GG's. Yeah, nut draw. Yeah, opponent said can't beat that. GL and the rest. I said, yeah, nut draw. GG's. Yeah, that was a really strong Eldrazi hand, and that's why I groan every time I play against this deck. I will see you all for round 3. Okay, we're back for round 3 against none other than Javier Dominguez, who will not be an easy opponent, but I'll keep this. It's probably on some flavor of blue here. So I think that I am going to do an Eldrazi Temple and pass, because I'm not looking for a land, I'm looking for a creature. And I don't know quite yet what he's on, so I don't know what creature I'm looking for. Okay, this to me feels like Cephalid Breakfast, given that I know he actually invented Cephalid Breakfast way back in the day. Like that's actually Javier. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's playing it. Myco Spawn is a good draw. Let's cast a Once Upon a Time. Thought-Knot Seer and a Myco Spawn. I think I'm going to grab a Thought-Knot Seer. And so he went Tundra Ponder's Shuffle, so he might not have any lands. So I'm going to start by playing this Petal. And then I'm going to do Cavern of Souls and get a Wasteland here. So Cavern on Eldrazi. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do an uncounterable Myco Spawn. Getting a Wasteland. And then we're going to pop the Tundra. Wait for that to fully resolve so you can't daze to save it. Last turn. The next turn I have a Thought-Knot Seer in the tank. Windswept Heath, so maybe Nadu. Okay, a pair of Thought-Knot Seers. Do I want to show that I have a Wasteland? I think not quite yet. I think I'd rather take 2 damage here and not show off the wasteland. So I'll attack with Mycospawn first. So go 1, 2, 3, and then tap the tomb. Uncounterable Thought-Knot Seer. I'm going to learn a lot about what he's playing, unless he concedes to it, which he probably won't. Fetching in response. Maybe Brainstorm. Okay, another Tundra, so yeah. Plowing. Okay, so he's just getting rid of it. I get full selection. So he has 2 Nadus, another Plow, and a Brainstorm. So I think that I'm going to take the Plow. And then try to mana deny him under the Nadus, because I'm not going to be able to snipe both of them, and they're legendary. Okay. So this is his 5 of his 6 cards. He does have plenty of lands, for what it's worth. Playing the Flooded Strand. Illusionist, okay. So it is breakfast. Okay, so let's see what we do next. Okay, Chalice is really good here because it prevents the 1-drops from resolving. I think that I'm going to go... So I could do Chalice plus Wasteland here. Let's see, that's if I can do Fleshraker, Chalice, and Wasteland. Let's do that. So I'll do 1, 2, 3. Uncounterable Fleshraker. I'll attack with Sowing Mycospawn first. And then I'll play out this Wasteland to play around Daze. Play this Chalice of the Void for 1 to beat Nomads and Shuko. That is in. And because I know of the basic plans, I'm going to waste the Tropical Island. Okay. Cool. So now the plains comes down. Narcomoeba from hand, yeah. No reason not to. And I'm going to attack with the Mycospawn, but not the Fleshraker, because I don't really actually want to do that double block just yet. No, I don't think there's any reason to take the damage from this Ancient Tomb. So I'll do it like this. Thought-Knot Seer coming in. Choose target opponent. I guess I'll take one of the Nadus now. And I'm going to hold back this tomb. Okay, cool. Got game 1 against the Javier Dominguez. Okay, so how do I want to sideboard against Nadu? Definitely want Dismembers, or Breakfast. Definitely want Disruptor Flutes. I think I probably want Wastegate Battle Mage. Chalice is quite good against them. The One Ring is a little bit slow. They can just Goldfish past it. Blast Zone is good. Maze of Ith doesn't quite seem to be where I want to be. Maybe I don't need all 4 Battle Mages. I also I'm not getting my mana hated, so I can cut the Talismans of Curiosity. Let's see here. Do I need 4 Battle Mages? Maybe not. I can go down to 3. Then I can cut one something. Maybe just back down to 2 battle mages. This looks fairly balanced. I could bring in the macabres. Actually, I think I will bring in 2 macabres. Or, you know, I'm going to bring in all 4 of those, and I'll cut a couple devourers, a devourer. And Mycospawn is maybe a little bit slow in the matchup. Cut 2 of them. Thought-Knot and Fleshraker seem pretty important. I can also trim something. It's the tough one. I think I'm going to cut 3 Mycospawns. Okay. This hand seems really solid. Keep. Also, of course, I cut 3 Mycospawns and I find the 4th one. Just like we drew it up. Javier starting off strong. Shuka. I have Eugene. So I'll name Eldrazi here. Play this pedal. So I can Disruptor Flute if needed. Let's see here. So he goes for the Illusionist. I'm just gonna let it happen because I have this Macabre. If he doesn't, at least I have a turn 2 Thought-Knot Seer. Okay, so that's gonna be the plan. Kozilek's Command is also a nice draw. I could Mycospawn and Thought-Knot, but then the Mycospawn's just getting land. I think I would rather just... I think I just play a counterable Thought-Knot Seer here. Eh. Do I? Because I can just Disruptor Flute the Shuko. I'm going to pass another turn. I just feel a little bit uncertain here of what I want to do. Let's let him fetch basics. Or see if he does. Okay, so he gets a Hedge Mace. I could name Nadu here with this Disruptor Flute. Maybe I will. Because Nadu is the card I care about more than Shuko. Like making Nadu cost 6 is really annoying. Okay, so that gets forced. Okay. The Thought-Knot would have also gotten forced for what it's worth. Saga, yep. Nadu time? Great. By great, I mean not great. Okay, so Nadu at least triggers, gets a Nomad, and what else? An Illusionist, okay. Okay, so now I have another Cavern. Let's see here. So I could do an uncounterable Thought-Knot Seer. I could do an uncounterable Mycospawn. Don't quite know what that gets me. Uncounterable Mycospawn gets me a land of my choosing. And then I could play a counterable Thought-Knot Seer. I feel like uncounterable Thought-Knot Seer is just better. I anticipate this Nomads is going to come down. Is there a way I can Mycospawn and get Kozilek's Command to cast for X equals 3? I can't. Michael Spawn basically cost. Wait, let's see if I can't get double colorless with it, so I could. I think I have to Thought Not Seer Eldrazi again. 1, 2. Yep. Okay, so we do this. Illusionist and Nomad, and he has the land, so I'm gonna get the Nomad out of here. Because it cuts his draws in half. Ixuko can only activate during his turn. An Illusionist, if he goes for the full combo, I have Macabre. So that's my plan. Oh, there's another Nomad. Okay, so plan is ruined. Plan has been foiled. Unsurprisingly. Okay. I'm going to F6, see if that helps motivate him to combo. He is going to combo me. So I'm going to turn off auto yields here, and then I'm going to yield to these abilities. And then this will allow me to Macabre when I want to. He's going to mill himself out. Yep, so he's going to go for the combo. He'll have a Memory's Journey. But hopefully I can force him to draw with an empty library. So this is also at sorcery speed, so I should check it a little bit. Memory's Journey, there's the Journey. There's the Dread Return. Oh, he has Oracle in hand. Well, that beats me. Because I cannot Kozilek's Command to force him to draw. Okay, so game 3. Anything different? I don't think so. I think I kind of run back my plan. I was hoping that Oracle would get milled and I could Macabre it, but you know. So yeah, when Javier kind of found the Cephalid breakfast combo, it was almost 20 years ago. I think it was 2006. So it's 2025. So, you know, been around the block with these cards. This hand seems fantastic. Easy keep. Having the chalices really just locks it up for me. Just remember as well to blow up the creatures. Feeling quite good about this hand. Let's see, so Ancient Tomb, Chalice on 1. Maybe this gets countered. It doesn't. We'd love to see it. And then I'll go Fleshraker and then Petal. Escape Battle Mage is also a nice draw. Fleshraker, Petal. Okay. So we've got a pretty strong start. Javier is probably getting a Surveil land here. Yep. Tico's Archive. Gonna put Dread Return in the graveyard right where it belongs. And playing an Illusionist? Yes. Okay. So I could play a Dismember here. It's 1, 2, 3. So I could beat Prismatic Ending by playing a redundant Chalice of the Void, which I think I'm going to do. Chalice on 1. Going to attack with Fleshraker. I don't care that much about the Illusionist right now. I'm not going to blow it up just yet. I could potentially use Blast Zone for that. This is the Nadu. That would be a little annoying. It's not. Do I want to tick up the Blast Zone? I think so. 1, 2. So now I have Blast Zone set to 2. Eldrazi Temple. I can attack with Fleshraker. Okay. Let's see here. So all things considered, ooh, that's kind of funny. Narcomoeba can come in. I can blow it up. Probably will. And then, so yeah, I can pop Blast Zone here, blow up both these things, then continue my little attacks. Playing this beats the Prismatic Ending to Fairy, followed by a 1-drop play. Otherwise, I could have set it to a higher number, but I felt like this was safer. Javier is going to combat. Yep, I'll take the bait. No, I'm not. I'll take the 2 damage instead. Let's go to 12. I'll pop this on the end step in case he has a follow-up 2-drop. If he had another Illusionist or something, that would be a really silly Blast Zone to Blast Zone. Still thinking. Okay, well, I'm feeling pretty good about my double Chalice since he has chosen to use one of them to, or a Prismatic Ending to blow up one of my Chalices on 1. Cavern of Souls on core makes that an uncounterable Nomad Encore. So let's go 1, 2, 3. Pop the Blast Zone. Wasteland is actually very convenient here. Let's use that here. Prevent the Nomad's Encore from coming in. I can attack for 2. I could play a Battle Mage for no value, but I don't think that's worthwhile. I think it's better to hold it back. Like, I think it would just be a clock, but I have some clock already. Okay, another Chalice. Another Prismatic Ending for the other Chalice. Okay. It's kind of what I expected. I have Ugin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm a mana short. So now maybe I play the Battle Mage for no value as a way to get some ramping on. Because then next turn I can activate Eye. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, playing the Battle Mage will make a Scion or spawn. That seems worthwhile. I'll just cast it. Okay. And then let's see if I'm able to defeat the incoming Nadu or Nomad's Encore or something like that. Okay, Brainstorm unlocked from the chalices. Brainstorm has finished. Ponder, so a shuffle effect for the Brainstorm. Chose to shuffle. Although he's casting himself, not Ponder. Interesting. Playing out a land, passing the turn, okay. I will just attack. How should I draw? Their temple is nice. So right now I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I could cast a Thought-Knot Seer. But I would exhaust all my mana to do so, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I would exhaust all my mana so I wouldn't be able to dismember. I think that dismember is probably more valuable than Thought-Knot Seer right now. Especially because of stuff like Brainstorm. I'd rather him be looking for the out. Okay. So 3. Okay. Another land, yeah. Nadu, yep. There's a Nomad, I will dismember that. Okay, so now I'll activate I. So 1, 2, 1, 2. And I think I will get rid of my Scion. So I'll get a Devourer of Destiny here. And defend a chalice. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cast Devourer of Destiny. Trigger the Nadu, unfortunately, but that's how that works. And a Brainstorm. Should have Chalice first. That was a mistake. Ah. Okay, well, if I had Chalice first, this flip of a Brainstorm would not have mattered. But since I didn't, it will matter. Also because this could get consigned to memory. But yeah, there are a lot of things could go wrong here. This was foolish. Although I guess I could, if he consigns it, I can still, dismember and attack for lethal. Chalicing first. Okay, so plow, yeah. Then Brainstorm. And consign on that trigger. Okay, well, okay, consign on the guy himself. Okay, so now I will Chalice on 1. Right on time. Still have a Dismember, which is nice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I draw a land, I can activate Ayavugan. Nadu, yep. For a Fleshraker. Suppose I'll play that. And then pass the turn. No need to give him an activation of Nadu. Can't attack, because I would attack back for lethal. Once upon a time. I'll cast that. So I can get Temple, Yavimaya. At this point I get Yavimaya. Play it. Yeah, I'm going to give him an activation here. 1, 2, 3. But I attack for lethal if I get through, so why not? Genetic ending. Cool, got there. Beat Javier. Didn't play it the best at the end. I think I got a little bit nervous, but we did win. So I will see you all for the next one. 3-0. Bye-bye. Or not bye-bye. See you for round 4. There we go. Hello, we're here for round 4. Out of the frying pan into the fire, we are against the one and only Duke 12, who is a very powerful wizard. Usually on blue-black tempo, I'll keep a double Fleshraker draw. I'm going to try to do things uncounterably, which means kind of delaying the Eye of Ugin deployment. So I'll go Temple Pass. And then turn 2, I'll play a Fleshraker. Turn 3, I'll play a Fleshraker. Then because I have the Eye of Ugin with a bunch of lands, I can hopefully convert that into activating Eye in not too long. Okay, here we go. Temple Pass. And then I will follow it up with a Cavern Fleshraker, assuming I have the opportunity to do so. So to Delta, what are we getting? Basics? Basic Swamp, so probably Thoughtseize. Okay, well, this choice is made, for better or worse. And now I have an uncountable Fleshraker coming down. Or do I? I could also play... No, I'll play the Chalice next turn because I want to... No, he can't daze right now. So given that he can't daze, let's play out the Chalice. Yeah. Yeah, just get this in where there's a Force of Will. Or only Force of Will to answer it, I should say. And before he can sculpt into one. So we did have Force Pitching Force, which is fine. It is what it is. Next turn, I'll be able to Fleshraker at the minimum. Okay, so Eldrazi, Fleshraker, and I'll play the pedal immediately just to trigger it. As if Fatal Push is coming, but you know, at this point I was able to at least get a Scion out of the deal. See it, Fatal Push. So everything has gone about as poorly as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I play the Forest and then have followed up with the Eye of Ugin. I will at least have 7 mana to activate Eye. So that's part. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I'll be 1 short because Temple cannot tap for 2 for that. I have 5 mana here, 6 mana I would need one more land for Eye of Ugin. Tamiyo is coming in. Chose not to shuffle off the ponder. Kozilek's command. Okay, so that's pretty good. I'm going to play the Eye here. And I think I'm going to just stack my own stuff a little bit. So I'll play around days. I won't play around force pitching force, or a force pitch. Okay, so I don't really want any of these. 1, 2, 3, 4 on bottom. Drew Maze of Ith. So I have 4, 5, 6 right now. I cannot activate Eye of Ugin on this turn, but I can my next turn. So I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so let's see if I can do it on this next turn. Talisman, does that change anything with how I do this? I don't believe so. I think I just do it where I just pass. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, and then I just kind of start getting Devourers of Destiny. So if he attacks one of my Myco spawns with this, I can sacrifice it to prevent the trigger. Do I do all of this now to prevent? So I can go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'll activate now, it just saves me a Scion. Then I can get a Devourer of Destiny. This does play into Thoughtseize, but I'm hoping that there isn't one right now. Okay, is this going to blow up my other? No, that one goes to face. Okay. So he's drawn a fresh random card for turn. Popping Clue. Can attack and pop Clue again to flip Tamiyo, at which point I will have to Devourer of Destiny to blow up the Tamiyo. That's what he's doing. Okay. Tamiyo is plussed. And then, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This comes in, gets rid of the Tamiyo. I think I'll also play the Ancient Tomb and the Talisman of Curiosity to make future Eye of Ugin activations a little bit simpler. And then I will pass. I'm kind of trying to hold back this Maze of Ith for a little bit. I'd rather this Eye of Ugin get wasted, and I feel like, yeah, Maze of Ith, Murktide Regent is more likely to be how I lose this. Netherglyph is fine. I do not care. Okay, so I can attack. And also Wastegate Battle Mage Murktide, so that's good. I can play Maze of Ith. On end combat, I will set a stop so that I can untap my Devourer of Destiny as a blocker. So he's throwing everything in front of it. So I can deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with this. Okay. All right. It's fine by me. So I have a Wastecape Battle Mage here ready to bounce a Murktide or a Kaito or anything like that. No attack. Brainstorm second main. I was gonna do this on Murktide time. Did I do this correctly? Netherglyph time. From the graveyard for its escape cost. Okay. It's fine. Fleshraker. That's pretty good. So let's go 1, 2, uncounterable. And then I'll do Petal. I guess, is there a reason to do the Wastecape now? I guess not, right? This forces him to recast it, but or I could bounce the army. Maybe that's the way to go. I'll take 1 damage to do it. Or do I sacrifice the spawn token to do it? Yeah, I'll just bounce the army token. No reason to let that stick around. Okay. So I sacrifice the spawn token to pay for the days. I do get a new spawn token. And we're in there. Okay. So doing well. Okay, we're going to combat. Or not. Okay. Yavimaya is... I'll let it hang back for a little bit. I don't need to play it just yet. Hold it back as like a potential spell, right? Let the Duke do things. Duke 12. Okay, surveil land for the one he dazed. Put another daze into his yard. And maybe I'm getting Thoughtseized here. No. Fatal push. And dazing it? Holding priority? Yep. Yeah, so he's triggering revolt by dazing his own fatal push. It's a good play. When you have a bunch of extra dazes lying around, it's a good thing to do. The One Ring, now we're talking. So now I'll play out Yavimaya. 1, 2, 3. Not that. 4. The One Ring. Let's make it forced. Does not. Fantastic. Okay. Petal is not quite what I need, but if I draw a Fleshraker or something, I'd rather hold the petal back and play it again. So I'll just wait. I need to play a little bit faster. I was about 5 minutes late getting to the round. Round ended before I expected it to, so that's on me. Spell bomb, okay. Hopefully not more bowmasters coming in. But there would not be much I can do about that. I'm just gonna tap the ring with no fear. Or am I? Yeah, why not? Bowmaster, okay. What? Not unsurprising. Okay. Hey, drew Devourer of Destiny, though. That's pretty good. So I can play Eye of Ugin and go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Devourer. Now I can pop the Bowmaster. And then let's see here. So I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I played both my petals so I can activate Eye of Ugin. That seems worthwhile. So I'll play both those out so I can activate the eye. And then I need to close this game before I die to my One Ring. But I could also, I cannot bounce that. 3, 4 mana. Kaito? Yep. Could be tapping this Devourer. Sure is. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. I think we go so let's maze this. Let me actually double check. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can, yeah, I can maze. Or I can block and then kill the Kaito. No. It doesn't work. So I untap Netherglyph. It blocks. Block. And then 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We will get a Devourer of Destiny. I'll be able to exile the Netherglyph, attack the Kaito down for lethal. Fleshraker too. Okay, cool. So let's start with that. I guess I'll tap the ring. I think I'll win in time. Okay, so this is a forest, which is nice. So I'll tap these for forest, green, green. Okay. Cast that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I will Okay, to the Nethergoyf here. Then we'll attack down Kaito. Okay, looking good. So then on my opponent's next turn, I'll be able to activate Eye again. That should be lethal. Because I'll have Fleshraker followed by all the stuff I draw off of the One Ring. Assuming I don't die to a another Bowmaster. Shuffled. Brainstorm. I guess I can. I have Ugin for a Thought-Knot Seer. That's how I beat Bowmaster. That's what I'll do. Or I could get a Wastegate Battle Mage and bounce this. Okay, so he does have a Bowmaster. That's fine. Okay, what you hitting? Me, okay. So now I activate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so now I can get a Wastegate Battle Mage, bounce the Bowmaster. So 1, 2, 3. Cast with Kicker. Make a thing, bounce the Bowmaster. Draw a bunch of cards. Hey, we found Kozilek's command. Fantastic. So 1, 2, 3. I guess I can start with a Thought-Knot Seer to make sure that it can't get forced. I'll tap this because I can play another land. So 1, 2. Yeah, okay, I win this game. I just need to not screw this up. Fatal Push Bowmaster. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kozilek's command. Boom. Okay, gonna play a little faster. 6. Oops. Bottom, bottom, top, top. This was a waste of time. This was a mistake. Oops. Okay. But I do win this game. Okay. So now to sideboard. Okay, so for sideboarding, I don't really want the One Ring. I do want Dismembers. I definitely want Chalice. Talismans are fine. Just like ramp and mana fixing. Can cut one card. Maybe it's only 2 Dismembers. Like just like a small sideboard change. I think I'm going to keep that. I'm also going to play faster in the next games. So apologies in advance if I'm not quite as chatty. But I need to not be quite as slow. I don't want to time out and lose. Keep the F6 through Duke's turn. Because I'm down 8 minutes. I was 5 minutes late to the match, and then he played a little bit faster than me because I was recording. And I don't want to time out. Basic Island Ponder, yes. Okay, I'm gonna hold off the Once Upon a Time until I have another draw step in me, because I want to know what I'm playing against. Okay, now I think I will play it out the Blast Zone, then Once Upon a Time, because I want to play around days. I'll take the Temple. So next turn I'll be able to do some stuff with that. Let's see here. If he plays a threat, I will dismember it. Thoughtseize is fine. I'm just trying to play a little bit faster. I don't want to get caught with my pants down against, you know, the good stuff. Okay, so the fact that he didn't take Thought-Knot Seer here, I think means that he does have a Daze. So I'm going to play around Daze by just passing another turn because I drew another Temple. Wasteland, has Wasteland from a Temple, I should say. Okay, so given that, maybe now I play the Thought-Knot into a Daze. I have two of them. If I draw another land, I will be happy about it. No Daze. But he can kill it. Okay. What do we got? What do we have? What do we have? Harbinger of the Seeds. Get out of here, Harbinger. Okay, so now Netherglyph Brainstorm. I mean, I could dismember the Harbinger, but you know, it's still better to get rid of it. And yeah, I'm just trying to play faster than Duke here. Underground Sea, Tamia. Okay, sure. Already drew 3 cards this turn. Netherglyph also cool. So I can dismember both of those things. So I think I will. There's no creature in the yard. I can rip this Brazen Borrower out of the hand now. So I think I will. It's just a Force of Will. The Borrower's on top. And I'm just getting rid of the Tamio now. Yeah, so there's a Borrower on top of the deck. Fortunately, this comes through. I cannot or should not block. I will attack with Thought-Knot Seer. And then Borrower's coming in just as a threat. I should have been a little bit more careful about how I'm doing this, but I'm just going to dismember it now. And then next turn, I can pop the Blast Zone on this Netherglyph. Yeah, that's my plan. Please no. Oh no. That's really bad for me. Okay, well, I lose this one. And I just quickly conceded because I'm trying to save time for game 3. Any changes I want to make? I don't think so. See if we can't get a chalice on one. Lock him out of playing spells. That'd be nice. The talismans are pretty good against Harbinger still, so worth keeping in. This hand is a keep. It does have a chalice on one. But in order to do that, I would have to forego casting spells for a little bit. I think that's worth it. This deck has a lot of mana sources. And chalice on one shuts him down really hard. So that's the plan. Okay. I do need to rip a land to play this Talisman of Curiosity. Did not rip a land. Okay, that's unfortunate. What's coming down on two? Willful Strix. I will use my mana to kill that now. Land. Not a land. Okay. There are a lot of lands in this deck. Hopefully the Chalice slows the game down enough that those become relevant. Uh-oh. Well, now I need runner land. That should have been more specific. I need lands that tap for mana. Ancient Tomb would be fantastic as a draw. Nope, that's not it. Okay, come on, deck. I've been so responsible. Looks like Duke's considering casting a 3/3 Murktide Regent. That's what it looks like. Chooses not to. Ancient Tomb, perfect. Talisman of Curiosity. This one probably does not resolve. Brainstorm and Response does not resolve either. Yep, we're just hanging out. Not quite sure what he's doing here. Maybe he's trying to replicate the consigned memory on it, which is fine. Yep. That works. Again, I'm just hanging out. Now Murktide? Harbinger, okay. Oh, that's rough. Okay, well, hopefully I can find a Wastes or another Talisman, something like that. But yeah, this is as the game has been drawn. Really not too much I can do about it. Oh god, Baragoi. Okay, so everything is still blue. If I draw a Dismember, I can Dismember this. This is feeding a Murktide Regent that's going to come down. The initial surveil of a Murktide to the bottom, to me, implies that there's a Murktide coming. And I'm not going to be able to beat all three creatures. Petal, huh? Well, unfortunately, I still cannot do much here. So GG's. Okay, so 3-1 now, losing to the Duke 12. But it was not via the clock, so feeling good. I'll see you all for round 5. Okay, I'm just against killer after killer here. This time it's JPA. I'll keep this one. JPA is probably on Sneak and Show. Keep. Hopefully I can mana deny him while crunching down with Myco spawns and the like. I'm going to lead on Yavimaya. And then I can potentially, just go turn 2, sowing Myco spawn, grab a Wasteland. Because Yavimaya allows I have Ugin to tap for green. Okay, Petal. Do I still want to do the sowing Myco spawn play? Maybe not. I think I need the clock. So let's do this. Myco spawn. Okay, and I'm just holding back the Petal because I don't really care about days. I'd rather get days than set him back lands. Okay, so let's get a Wasteland here. And if he plays around it by fetching a basic, I can use my follow-up Myco spawn to make his life miserable. So let's see, 1 Petal. And then, so this is 1, 2, this is already 6 mana. So I can play. I guess I attack first, regardless. Okay, and now I can go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Or this is 3 mana, so this is 6. So I can do it uncounterably, or I can do it with a Wasteland up. So let's do 1. Cast this with Kicker. Still haven't made a land drop yet, so I'll do this. I'll pop the island. And then I could get an Ancient Tomb here. And then play the Thought-Knot Seer. I could get a regular land, like Maze of Ith. Kind of like getting Maze of Ith. Then I can play Cavern from hand and Thought-Knot Seer. No, I need to get a colorless land for that, because this needs to tap for color. So I could do that with an Ancient Tomb. I can play Cavern from hand. For uncounterability. That's what I'm going to do. Cavern on Eldrazi. And then we do this. Uncounterable Thought-Knot Seer. So it is Show and Tells and Sneak Attacks. Omniscience. So I'll take the Omniscience. And leave him with Show and Tell. plus a bunch of stuff. Hopefully I can waste him off of both red sources. So you can go show and tell sneak attack here. Oh, I found a new omniscience. Okay. Okay, let's see here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I activate I can get Wayscape Battle Mage, do colorless and green uncounterably. And I think I blow up sneak attack, because that's the one that is scarier for me right now. No, I guess omniscience is scarier. So I can blow up omniscience. Attack for a bunch. And hope that does it. Brainstorm, yep. It's a cost mana. Cool, got the game 1. Okay, so against Eldrazi, I definitely want the full set of battle mages. I want the disruptor flutes. Wouldn't be surprised about a couple Magus of the Moon in the sideboard games, but I don't think I want One Ring. Sorry, I don't think I want Chalice. I think that's too easy to answer. The rest of the stuff seems fine. Blast Zone doesn't really do much against them, so maybe I can cut a Blast Zone for Dismember. Mazeth also doesn't really do much. Mazeth neutralizes an Atraxa that's attacking, but like at that point I'm already in trouble. So let's try that. Okay. This hand seems solid. Thought-Knot Seer coming down off of a show and tell is sometimes good. So I'll play out the Tomb. In case I draw another soul land, I might want to play a One Ring. Not sure, but I want to leave my options open. That does look like a Magus of the Moon. Nope, maybe not. Okay, nope, it's Magus of the Moon. So I think I just cantrip this. Cantrip this Kozilek's Command. Okay. That'll coming in. Disruptor Flute. I think I named Sneak Attack with that. I can do it in response to Sneak Attack because it shuts off activated abilities full stop. Summon Spirit Guide, yeah. I'll do it now. I'll just put it in name Sneak Attack. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so now I can go. This gets green. Now I can get a wastes. Okay. Now I have creature superiority. Let's start with deck. Or sorry, start with the Thanatsir. Show and tell, Volcanic Island. Okay, so now play a temple. I'll attack with the Mycospawn because if he wants to trade, then I have the better creature. Ponder is fine, as in it doesn't really matter. He needs both parts of the combo. It only has a Vulcan hand. Chose not to shuffle though. A little bit scary. Power of Destiny. Let's play a One Ring. The One Ring. Force of Will. Okay. Just this one. I don't want to trade both of the things yet. Ponder. Shuffled. Sneak attack. Probably is a sneak attack. I think I will attack with both this time. Yeah. Because I can Devour Destiny, so I'll do Eldrazi with this one. And pass the turn back. So basically if he puts in anything that's not... Oh, I have a good, wonderful. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can get a Thought-Knot-Seer now. Uncounterably. 1, 2, 3. That's pretty good. Consign the trigger, sure. Full attack. So again, at least, hey, got the match. Very good. Defeated JPA. So Javier, Duke 12, JPA. Got 2 of them. All right, so we are now 4-1, and I'll see you all for round 6. Okay, we're here for round 6. We're against Heir of Elendil 15. This hand does not quite cast anything, so it's a mulligan. This hand is quite a bit better, I think. Yeah, I'll keep it. I will keep, and I'll put away a Battle Mage. Yeah, because between the Chalice and the Blast Zone, I can do a turn 2 Talisman if I need to. I can do a turn 2 Fleshraker. I can do a lot of different things here. I don't quite know what I'm up against yet. It's looking like Delver. So if it's Delver, I'm probably going to want to do a turn 2 Chalice, followed by other stuff. Yeah, it's literal Delver. Okay. So drawing a card here. Okay, the fact that I have a second Chalice makes this very much the play I want to make. Or I could go Talisman here, and then I could, next turn, I could go go Talisman and then Chalice, but I think I'm going to go Chalice first. It does get dazed, but I have a backup chalice. And so hopefully I'm able to get enough stuff in play that I can pop this blast zone on x equals 1. Okay, so this turn I could play another chalice on x equals 1. I could play it into daze by playing the Eye of Ugin first. I could play it around daze by playing Ancient Tomb. I could not go Fleshraker into chalice on 1, however. So given that, I think I'm just going to go Ancient Tomb and then play chalice on 1. That one resolved. Quite fortunate. Okay, so now flipped to a daze. So we know about daze here. And it's going to be in my best interest to blow up this Delver sooner rather than later before I take too much damage off of it. Once Upon a Time is something I'll be able to cast post Talisman of Curiosity. Let's see, so I could take another hit from this Delver. Or I could just play yeah, maybe I want to take one more hit and just kind of develop my mana. Yeah, so I can go tap Blast Zone for a Fleshraker. So I'm going to play around daze this whole time. Okay. And now I can pass the turn. And then on my opponent's end step here, if they get us, okay, they got a Volk, so I'm going to cast Once Upon a Time and see if they daze. If they daze, I pay. But if they don't daze, then I can Wasteland. If they have card cast daze, I will pay. Ah, double daze. Okay. But now, hopefully, that means that I will be able to say, well, is this a Murktide Regent? That's a problem. I might have been a little bit, might have girl bossed a little bit too close to the sun here. Ooh. Kozilek's Command, huh? So how much mana do I have? 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could actually X equals 7 this. Target player creates things, exile a creature. So that. Currently 5. Oh, that's right. I guess I can hit the Delver. And make a bunch of stuff. I have to hit something, otherwise I just lose. One. You do x equals 3. Let me think about this. Okay, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cast Kozilek's Command, exiling the Delver, and scrying 2. And then, okay, there we go. So then I can do top, top. I can go 1, 2, play a Thought-Knot Seer. And then get Questing Druid out of here. And then pass. I take 6, go to 4. But then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana next turn, so I'll be able to get rid of this Murktide. No, I need 9 mana to get rid of the Murktide, but I can hit for lethal, is what I can do. Because I know my opponent's hand, so I can attack. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cast this for x equals 5. Play around days. I guess I should cast it for x equals 5. Playing around days by leaving up the talisman. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll do 1, 2. Okay. So playing around days. And found another Kozilek's Command. That should do it. So bottom, top, 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 top. Okay. I mean, this would have worked with the last, but this still works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom, boom. And let's do it for 4. Why not? Doesn't matter. Got there anyway. Very cool. Yep. And then we'll go top, 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 top. This does not matter because I'm winning with these triggers. Cool. Okay, so we're up a game against Delver. We have Delver this time. Dismembers are a little bit more of a liability against them. And the One Ring is not into Bowmaster territory, so I might just not sideboard. But I might also just kind of trim a little bit of the kind of slower stuff. The microspawns might be a little slow, so I'll just trim 2 of them for 2 dismembers. Battle mages are good against bouncing Murktides, and maybe I just do 3 and then 1 dismember. I'll try that. Okay, Heir of Elendil. What do we got? This hand is interesting. It doesn't have any colorless. But I think I keep it. It's got some development. Plays around days pretty well. It's got a basic on the opener. It's got the One Ring. It's got Fleshraker Command. Command being a way to blow up a creature. So I'm keeping it. I feel like most draws are good with this hand. And eventually I'll be able to pop off with the One Ring. Here's hoping. Gonna F6 here just to save a little bit of time because I am down on clock. I'm just looking at my top. Fetching and then passing because they didn't want what they saw of their bauble. What do I have? Hey, dismember. Okay. I'm going to hold back on the pedal a little bit longer. I just kind of want to get the Fleshraker pedal combo going more than potentially playing a dismember around days right now. Okay, they're passing. Love to see it. Wasteland is actually pretty safe for me to play out because if they waste it, then I can just waste their Volk back, so they're not going to. And then next turn I can do Yavimaya followed by Petal, and then the turn after that I can One Ring. Seems good. They're just passing again. Hey, a free Once Upon a Time because I haven't cast any spells yet. Love to see it. Okay, Eldrazi Temple is actually quite nice here because it lets me play around days for all these actions. So I'll do that. Temple, Fleshraker, Petal, that gets heated. Yes, it does. And then I'll just pass. Okay, so things are looking okay. No clock on me really does help. Keeps the game slow. ERC is totally fine. I can hit that with the Kozilek's command. And I can do it with an Eye of Ugin in play, no less. So I can just go what I can do is I can play around Force Negation by popping this Volcanic Island and then passing into my post-combat main phase. So I feel like Force Negation is in my opponent's hand. Just vibes. So we can do this in my opponent's upkeep because I guess this is fine. I'll do it now. 1, 2. So I'll make 3 scions and get rid of the DRC. No, DRC is just a 1/1. It's not doing any harm. Okay, so let's just kind of stack our deck a little bit. Could be a consign. Okay, it is in fact a consign. But I think I'd rather get Kozilek's Command consigned than the One Ring consigned. So this is still okay. Then next turn I can One Ring. I'll take 1 here. 1 damage to rule them all. The 1 damage. Devourer of Destiny. Now we're talking. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or maybe I think I'm going to devour this Darcy. Can always follow up with a One Ring later. Maybe this will work. My hopes aren't particularly high. Okay, so yeah, replicating a consign here. But hopefully that means that the One Ring will be able to take over. Put Misty into the yard. I'm getting countered to hell and back. Okay. But that's okay. Save me the One Ring. I am only at, or I will be taking 3 here. Maybe I should dismember this Darcy. The card on top. See if they do anything else pre-combat. One, two, three. I just kind of want to clear the clock on me. And if this gets countered, that's fine. If this gets forced, I will be okay. It gets dazed. So I'll let them surveil. Pay for it. Okay. Double days? No, single days. Okay, now I can play the One Ring around a days. 2, 3, 4. One Ring. Resolved. Fantastic. Draw a card. You don't have Bowmaster. No way. I mean, I still have Kozilek's Command to answer it, but come on. Oh, okay. Sure. And draw 0. You got me. Okay, I should have waited on that, but I was just trying to draw a card and be able to cast like a Thought-Knot Seer or whatever, so definitely makes sense. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The One Ring. card. Another Eye of Ugin. Yep. Okay. I could have used the Kozilek's command there, but I don't think it's necessary to do so. I think I'd much rather do it for a much larger number on my turn to stack my deck and make a bunch of mana because of my Cradle taps for a bunch. Then I'll be able to activate Eye. Things are going to look up for me real quick. Because like Kozilek's command makes mana for the Scions, but then each Scion also makes the Cradle tap for a bunch. Opponent's thinking long and hard on this Ponder. Just fair. I mean, I'm down on clock because I'm talking to you. But my opponent's just thinking about being Elendil's heir. Inheriting the light of Elendil is, you know, not an undertaking to be taken lightly. Pondering the orbs. Palantir. Chose to not shuffle. Are you going to hit the Eye of Ugin? Can I be that lucky? I feel like on the surface, Eye of Ugin's the best hit. Oh wow. Legendary Land Clause coming in clutch. Okay. So take a point of damage. Let's do some crushing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I feel like doing x equals 6 is plenty, or x equals 4 is plenty here. X equals 6. Okay. So boom, boom. Okay, so x equals 6 here. And then this Cradle will pop off big time. Oh my gosh. Okay, so bottom, bottom, bottom. I think bottom, top, top. So I draw one of the Mecha Spawns. I'm going to cast this once upon a time. Then I'm going to remove all of my opponent's lands from play. So I'll grab the other side Mecha Spawn. And then I will cast with Kicker. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get rid of that one. Then I'll get a Wasteland. Pop that. Okay, so yeah, my opponent's not going to have lands anymore. And my opponent sees that. So cool, we did it. We are now, what's it, 5-1? Yeah, 5-1. And I'll see you all for round 7. Okay, we're against Danielikos. We're going to keep this one. His history implies that he is Delverino. This hand really needs a green source, but hopefully once upon a time will get me there. I have a Thought-Knot Seer to kind of slow things down until then. But we'll see what he's up to. Could be something else. Okay, Volcanic Island. Kind of soft confirms Delver, given his online history. If it were JPA like a few rounds ago, it would be very ambiguous, but here I think it's more clear cut. All right, Delver confirmed. Darcy is in there. Devourer of Destiny, the first card down. Hate to see it. I think I'm going to lead on the Temple, even though I don't really want it to get wastelanded. I'm just going to be a little bit more... Nah, that was probably a mistake. I think I should have probably led on the Tomb. In case it does, in fact, get wastelanded. Okay, Ponder is pondering. Hopefully leading on the wrong land here doesn't bite me too hard. It bites me if I get wastelanded right now, basically. Chose not to shuffle. Playing a Bauble. Bidding a Daze, which means he probably has a Daze. Ah, well. Okay, given that he's got a Daze, I'm gonna Once Upon a Time Now. I'll grab a Cavern of Souls. Okay. And hope to find like a Lotus Petal. That'd be really nice. Talisman of Curiosity is similarly really nice. Just gonna gem it and see if it gets dazed. It probably should, all things considered. But setting him back on mana is important. It gets forced negation. Okay, the importance of this talisman is acknowledged. Okay. Brainstorm. Force Page, Murktide. Forces Murktide. Okay. I see. No, that's a problem. Okay, I need to draw lots of lands stat. Oh, that helps. I think I run it out because I can play around days really smoothly right now. Like this cannot get dazed in a reasonable way. I mean, it can, but it's no good. Now if I draw a soul land, I can Myco spawn and hopefully just kind of ramp up quickly. It's like drawing another temple would be incredible here. I really hope my opponent doesn't have a Murktide Regent. That would be a little bit too much for me. It does in fact look like a Murktide Regent. Yep, so I'm taking lethal damage next turn. And that does not fix the problem. Okay, concede. Okay, so now I'll be on the play. I think maybe one Dismember and one Battle Mage over a couple Myco spawn. Could I Devour? Keep the Myco spawn? I think I'll do that. Yeah, I feel like this is a good on the play configuration. So my Myco spawn is pretty good on the play. So for sideboarding, my opponent's most recent posted deck list has 3 consigned to memory and 2 price of progress and 1 abrade as relevant sideboard cards that I should be on the lookout for. So I'll try not to overplay lands or take unnecessary damage so I don't just like randomly lose to price of progress. This hand seems very consistent. I will keep it. So I will lead on Devourer of Destiny, and then I'll probably do a turn 2 Once Upon a Time. With Devourer of Destiny, I'm kind of looking for Eldrazi Temple, stuff like that. But I would also probably be happy with the Chalice of the Void or Lotus Petal. So Fleshraker, Blaststone, Myco Spawn. I guess I go Myco Spawn. And then I will play an Ancient Tomb. Next turn I'll draw the Myco Spawn, and then cast Once Upon a Time, look for a soul land. Delverino of Secretos. So that's Once Upon a Time. Find Eldrazi Temple. Success. So now I'm going to cast it. I'm just going to try to keep my opponent on the back foot and kind of have them be blocking here. Okay, so right into that daze. That's okay. Next turn I will be able to Myco Spawn. Flip to a Force of Will, but I'm not going to cast any more counterable things. Okay. Let's see if this petal gets forced. It doesn't, okay. Eldrazi. 1, boom, boom. Myco Spawn. And I think I'm going to get a Maze of Ith here and stem the bleeding. I have a lot of lands that tap for mana. I have a Wasteland already for my opponent's non-basic lands. But I will Maze. I'll also trade. I don't think I'll get the opportunity to trade. Like, I don't think my opponent should let me trade, but I'll attack. If they block, great. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm going to play out a Wasteland, so if they want to fetch and Surveil here, they won't be able to. Also plays around Price of Progress a little bit. Maze that. So 1, 2, 3. I have 5 mana up. Kozilek's Command is pretty nice. So I will attack here. Now my opponent chooses to make the trade. I think I'm going to Kozilek's Command playing around days in my opponent's upkeep. This is forcible. But I want them to force it, like actually go through the exercise of doing so. But given that I know they have a force, this is kind of important to do. And maybe they only have a Murktide or something. Thinking about it. All right, they are forcing, or not. They're playing around with the idea of forcing. Force it or don't force it. Those are the choices. To force or not to force, that is the question. Looks like it resolved. Oh, how fortunate. Okay, so don't want that. Don't want that. Do want that. Okay. So now my plan is to try to snipe a potential price of progress before I die to it. And I'm trying to kind of keep Wasteland up before, or so I don't get it. Like I can waste my Ancient Tomb and take 6 instead of getting absolutely annihilated by it. Hey, I'm Echo Spawn. Does that change how I play this? I don't think so. Let's go 1, 2. Thought not seer. Just kind of want to know what to expect before I start micro spawning things. I feel like there's a price of progress in hand. Seek the Beast. What do we get? Brainstorm and Tropical Island. Okay, I'll take Brazen Borrower. And then I can play out this cavern named Eldrazi. Tap 4 mana, so I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Cast this with Kicker. Exile the island. Grab a Wasteland. And then if I waste here, I take, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands, so I would end up taking 5. I go to 1 from a price of progress, so I'm actually going to hold back on my Wasteland. Or no, I guess I should play around Questing Druid as a real hit now, because I have Devourer of Destiny to beat Questing Druid. Yeah, I'm just gonna let it all happen naturally. Leave up my Wasteland. Yep. I don't really care about that. And it can Brainstorm. I can make a 5, potentially make a 5 mana play to exile this Question Druid if I wanted to. I think more important would be trying to make sure I don't get popped out of the game. Okay. So I can get my opponent to low enough life, then they can't price of progress me. Because they would lose the game. They've now cast a Brainstorm. So I will assume that they have a backup Valk. Like 3 of the 4 Valks are known. Thinking hard on this brainstorm. It's not what I want. I don't want them to be thinking at all. Okay, opponent has finished resolving their brainstorm. Fleshraker. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana available. Sorry, 4, 5, 6. I could Fleshraker plus Devour if I wanted to, but that could leave me open to potential things. I think I'm going to start by attacking. Okay, I've got opponent 8 life now. Play out Fleshraker. See if that gets forced. If I double waste, then Price of Progress doesn't beat me, right? Because I take 5. Sorry, I take 10. I have 4, 7 lands in play, so I'd have 5. I could go down to 3 lands in play, so no, I get Force, Pitching, Force Negation. I could also just keep my Wastelands up to negate a potential Price of Progress. Could double wasteland myself down to 3 lands. Yeah, I think I'm just going to keep my Wastelands up to not die to Price of Progress. I feel like that's the only card that really beats me here. Delver of Secrets does not beat me here. Murktide Regent also does not beat me here. Okay, but I now know what I gotta do. So I'll Mycospawn, okay. That change anything? Kind of a ramp spell in a way. So I can go one, two, grab a Cradle. Or yeah, do I grab a Cradle here? I'd have to add 3. Or can I completely shut my opponent off of... That's what I should do. Shut my opponent off of Price of Progress by doing a little extra. Grab Cradle and pop their land. I can maze this, but then I... This is tough. Can also get Yavimaya. So if I get Yavimaya here, then I can Devour, so I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hit the Murktide Regent. Can attack. Like this. My opponent can no longer pop because they're at lethal price of progress damage. So I can just attack like this and then maze here. I died a double bolt. I guess we'll find out. So yeah, untap. They would have bolted, so I can waste here. Waste here. I think I waste here. Let's try that. Am I going to get bolted out of the game here? No. Fetching response. Whew, it's the sweat. Doesn't need to be. Might have overthought some lines here. Cool. Okay, tied up the match. I think Soy Micro Spawn is a little bit slow on the draw. One Ring might also be a little bit slow on the draw. More Devourers might be fine. I could bring in the whole full set of Dismembers and slow the game down a little bit. Or like 2 of them. I'm going to do all 3. Or, yeah. Like a grown Murktide. Yeah, I'm going to get the full set of Voicescapes in there. 2 Dismembers. Not super sure about that. And looks solid enough. Bar of Destiny, opening hand action. So I think I'll look for a Chalice. Fleshbreakers. Good. Thought Knot. Good. Petal. Maybe good. It quickens up the Devourer's Destiny by quite a bit. It's colorless. Yeah, I'll do the Petal. Then I'll do Eye of Ugin, and I think I'll pass the turn. No, I think I'll play a Petal. Then I'll pass the turn. Okay, opponent's fetching in response. Maybe this gets dazed or consigned. No, just a brainstorm. Okay. So the reason I led on the Eye of Ugin is because as a legendary land, I'm most happy to draw redundant copies of it. And also it doesn't make colorless itself, it's just a cost reducer. Okay, so this is getting dazed. That's fine. Putting my opponent back to 1 mana is good with me. There's a Delver. So I will play Thought Knot. See if this resolves. It doesn't, but it's getting forced. So no longer needing to play around days. Let's see what we're flipping here to Delver. Consigned to memory. That's a little bit annoying. Wasteland on the temple, sorry, on the eye. Okay. Yeah, Vamaya was a good pickup here. I think I'm going to hold on to this Wastegate until I can use its bounce ability. I was considering just kind of playing it out as a 2/2, but I don't think that's worthwhile. Okay, Wastelanding my temple now. Nothing. Okay. Or upkeep Wasteland. Okay. Wastelanding my temple. I'll play a new one. So this Delver is doing numbers to me. Damage-based numbers. I need my opponent to tap out of this consign, which they're not appearing to do. Okay, Wastegate now. Cast it. I'm going to play the Cradle. And then pass. Next turn I can potentially Yavimaya. I really want to find a blue source for this Wastegate Battle Mage to bounce the Delver. Ponder. Okay, so if they don't hit another blue source here, that's really good for me. Or some bait for this consign to memory so that I can devour this Delver, which is really what I need to do, is just get the Delver off the field. Okay, well, they successfully found a blue land. I did find a Petal. Let's Petal. Maybe this gets consigned. If this gets consigned, then I can devour the Aberration. If this doesn't get consigned, I can Battle Mage the Aberration. Okay. So I'll do it with playing out Yavimaya. I believe, yeah. So then I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, bounce. So this bounce probably gets consigned. It's kind of what I'm expecting. Really trying to stay alive here. Walking a tightrope. Opponent does appear to be moving on this. They're assuming the consign on the bounce is worth it. I would agree. I'd much rather them let this happen, so it's the right play for them to make. Okay, the trigger has been... Oh! Okay. Countering the creature. Darcy. And holding up another consign. Okay. So I have 1, 2. I'm going to do this x equals 2. So I'll do this and I'll do that. Ah, should have done it on upkeep. That was foolish of me. Okay, well, that's okay. Uh-oh. This one hits Cavern, there we go. Eldrazi. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'll get rid of the Darcy. Okay, well that's annoying. Then Delver's probably going to flip, and that will kill me. Well, Questing Druid. So it's still a question mark on whether or not it will flip. But assuming it does, I'm in trouble. Bolting me? Oh, heating here as a way to surveil. Yep. Good play. Ah, well, found a bolt. So either way, I'm dead. But I lose. That was a tough one. GG's. I am now 5-2, so I'm probably out of the running for top 8, but I mean, my breakers are pretty good. So yeah, maybe with 2 more wins, I'll get there. Either way, I'll try my best. I'll see you all for the next round. Okay, so we're back for round 8 against the one who is likely on Sneak and Show. This hand is a little bit weird. It's got a double Devourer Destiny, worth one of which is essentially a completely dead card. I'm going to mulligan it. This looks a lot better. I think in this hand I can put away the Gaia's Cradle. I have Battle Mage. I guess I can put away Forest, because Command and Cradle is quite a combo. So I'll put away basic Forest, and then I'll probably lead on Ancient Tomb Pass. And then I can go from there. Yeah, Battle Mage could blow up a sneak attack that's played and then the turn is passed or stuff like that. You could also do Ancient Tomb Lotus Petal Pass or Lotus Petal Ancient Tomb Pass. There are lots of combinations here. Either way, I'm putting the forest away. Okay, opponent kept their 7. Keeping my 6, getting rid of the forest. I do think I'm going to go Lotus Petal Ancient Tomb Pass. It kind of looks like Sneak and Show, and so if I can bluff that I'm Sneak and Show for a very short amount of time, it could... Oh, my phone's on EurekaTell with no lands. They maybe kept like a double force hand or something, anticipating that I was on Oops All Spells. I think they looked me up and saw the Oops All Spells, and so they kept it based off of that. Okay. Well, that petal is not long for this world, let me tell you. Don't cast a... Okay, Lauren revealed. I was gonna say. Oh, still didn't play the Hedge Maze, okay. So I'll play this out. And then on my opponent's end step, I will close Lux command. Put a card on top. So this is X equals 3. Yep, that got forced, which is expected. I will pop the maze here and then continue along. Okay, so I have 5 mana right now. Thought Not Seer. Yep. And so they did keep a double force hand expecting Oops All Spells. But I feel very clever for the deception here. So now, does this one resolve? That one does not. That one was a force pitch show and tell. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 6 if I play that. So I think I do cast this just with nothing. It means if I draw a land next turn, I'm able to activate Eye of Ugin. which means that my opponent would be in trouble. Oh, my opponent's in trouble. Natural. So cast with kicker. Exile land. Then I can get a wasteland. Let this resolve fully. Can attack. Then on upkeep I can wasteland. Playing it tight. I run like Spirit Guide Trick Bind, I don't know. I'm at 6 life. Wow, okay. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Activate. Let's get another Myco spawn. Nice temple, nice and painless. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cast with kicker. Cool. So successfully dealt myself 18 damage, not 20, and took out EurekaTell. I definitely want the Wastegate Battle Mages. Chalices are probably not great, especially on the draw. I can put in Disruptor Flute as well. Is Mindbreak Trap worth bringing in? I don't think so, not yet. If they have a Cunning Wish kill, then maybe, but as of right now, this is fine. Keep. Okay. What are you doing, opponent? Blue-green business, hopefully? No, mono-blue business. Giving me the business, okay. They're pondering, thinking about things. I'm going to play Ancient Tomb on my turn because Ancient Tomb plus Cavern casts a Wastegate Battle Mage with kicker, but I have Ugin plus Cavern does not. I chose not to shuffle. Well, that's another reason to lead on the Ancient Tomb is I'm just going to go Talisman now. Now, next turn I have an uncounterable Thought-Knot Seer as something I can cast. Okay, show and tell. I brought Thought-Knot Seer. So let's see if I'm able to snipe Emrakul or something. Snipe Atraxa, wonderful. Okay, Kozilek's command. Okay, so I'm going to do a dig of x equals 2 here. Because if I find a green, if I can find a Wastegate Battle Mage here, I can immediately pop the Omniscience. Disruptor Flute kind of works. right? Like something I can cast. Not this turn, but next turn I can like Wasteland the Ancient Tomb and then cast Disruptor Flute on Atraxa because it will cost 3 more. Yeah. Okay, let's find out if that's going to be worthwhile. I guess I'll snipe the tomb. Yeah, okay, so right now I'm just really looking for a way to pop this Omniscience. I may as well just slam this in play. Last zone. Not quite what I had in mind, but not the worst either. Okay, they've got this turn to do it. Or not. Hey, very cool. We got the match. Well, I got a little bit lucky there, but you know, we take what we can get. And we'll be, we're 6-2 now. And hopefully we can have a nice strong 7-2 finish. All right, we're here for the Win and Sweat against Rule Borin. I'm going to keep this one and hope that this Devourer of Destiny does some serious work on getting my lands under me, my mana stable. Opponent's going to 6. Kept 7. Hoping they looked me up and are putting me on Oops All Spells again. That would actually be quite nice, given the uncounterability of my hand in general. And the reason I'm saying that, by the way, is this is when you look up me on Magic Online right now, you just see a lot of Oops All Spells, including a 17th place finish in last night's challenge. So I definitely am actively playing it. I think it's a good deck. I just think that Eldrazi is a little bit better. And so for something like today, this is what I wanted to do. Found an Ancient Tomb, success. So do I play out the tomb? I think I play out tomb and a petal. I'm a little bit concerned about getting Entomb Reanimated here. And so this is a little bit of a hedge here on exactly what I do. Because I have now Kozilek's Command as a way to remove a entombed creature. But I'm obviously giving up the free trigger off the Glaring Fleshraker by doing this. But Underground Sea Pass is a very suspicious opening. It makes me worried, so I wanted to make sure. And there's an Entomb, just like that. So I wanted to appropriately play around it. And let's see if I do get Entomb Reanimated here. binning an Entomb to me makes it seem like there's already one Entomb somewhere, like in the hand. I guess that's my read with it. Opponent's thinking. Don't care for that shit at all. Prefer when opponents do not think. Okay, entombing. Going for an Atraxa. All right. See if I should have played around days. Exile up to target cards from graveyard. And I'll scry one, draw a card. So, player, cards in graveyard. Done. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Big money, no whammies. No! Ah, could have played around days. I wasn't certain of the Entomb, that was just a suspicion. Okay, so what did my opponent find? That's the question. Obviously, this is not ideal for me, but might be able to survive. I'm gonna try. Ponder, Underground Sea, Troll, Force of Will. Okay. Well, okay, I think that my plan here is I could get a Mycos. I think I need to Fleshraker because Fleshraker's gonna get me more stuff down the line. And Petal. And it's not worth fighting over this one. I think that because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I draw a Soul Land, I can just Devour to pop the Atraxa. Otherwise, I can Myco spawn and get a Mazavith. And I already know about the Ponder and the Force of Will, so this Chalice exhausting the, like, netting -1 mana source is not worthwhile. So Ponder is coming in. Also, if I draw a regular land, I can just Chalice on 0 to trigger the Fleshraker and then Devour Destiny this Atraxa out of here. And it's pondering away. So yeah, I have ways through this. Nothing that I feel incredible about. I'm a little bit frustrated about the fact that I got dazed, but I mean, what you gonna do? Could have played around it, but I shouldn't have. I think I was right not to. Another Devourer of Destiny. Okay, well that's not quite what I need. Let's see here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can Myco spawn. Get a Mazavith. Hopefully that is good enough to hold the fort for a little bit. And then I need to find another soul land still. So I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this Chalice on 0 is technically a mana source. I guess if I'm playing this as a mana source, I should play around removal by just casting it. X equals 0 right now. And then passing. Okay. Okay. So in addition to mana sources, I have my Wastegate Battle Mages as things I could draw to stay in it. I am amazing that Atraxa so fast. So I have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Murktide. Murktide would be really rude. It's also bigger than Atraxa somehow. It does look like a Murktide. I think that's a card that beats me here. I'm just thinking. Just thinking about how to cast Murktide. No, cycling Troll. Troll might not beat me depending upon what I draw. Oh, now Murktide. Okay. Murktide still beats me. Yep. Oh, 5/5 Murktide doesn't beat me. There's a backup Murktide. Well, I guess I'll cast it. It's probably going to get forced. It should. Yeah. Okay, force pitching days. Okay, so Macabres in, Battle Mages in. Chalices are like solid, they're fine. Devourers solid. Thought-Knot Seer is like actually not all that important in the matchup. It's also something they can just Thoughtseize and reanimate against me. The rest of my stuff is not that good at reanimating. Against reanimation. Blast Zone does very little. And I could probably afford to trim one of my Once Upon a Times. Something like that. Let's try it. Right, back for game 2. This hand has a Chalice, has a Devour, has a K command. Yeah, I'm going to keep it. It does not have turn 1 Chalice, but it does have Chalice. Let's see what we're putting on top. Cavern, potentially. Fleshraker, potentially. I feel like Fleshraker is probably the choice, given the texture of my hand. I can go Temple Pass. Next turn I can go I into double Fleshraker. So yeah, that seems good to me. I have Ugin, Fleshraker, and then a follow-up of Fleshraker, whether or not this one resolves. This one's getting forced. Brainstorm. Let's do another one. That one resolved. Love to see it. Okay. Please no Entomb. Troll cycle is fine. Do not care that much about a troll. That I care about. Archon of Cruelty. It's very cruel. I will sack the Fleshraker. I'll discard the Chalice. And I guess I'll do this now. Of just making cards I'm okay getting rid of. So Sowing Mycospawn, does that do anything for me? No, I don't think so. Okay, let's find Macabre is fine. Wasteland is solid. And then a Kozilek's command to back up. Okay, sure. So let's go. Top. 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 Let me just pass. I'll discard this other Kozilek's command. Then on my next turn, I have 5, 6, 7 mana to devour. And I can pop this Archon of Cruelty. Sack that, sack this. Take a lot of pain from it. Okay. Brainstorm is fine. I have 7 mana. I have a Wasteland 2. So I potentially could get into a situation where I can Wasteland and then change phases before I pop this Archon. Because I have 7 mana in play and I'm drawing a Wasteland for turn. No. That's rough for me. Now I'm at 6 mana, not 7. So I believe I lose. Well, what you gonna do? It's a bit of a disappointing way to end this whole thing. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is not 7, so this Devourer stays in hand uncastable. And this I take 9, so I lose here. GG's. Yeah, bummer. Well, what you gonna do? Can't win them all, as they say. So yeah, unfortunately we're 6-3, so no chance of top 8ing. This is the deck we played. I am a pretty big fan of how it played overall. I think that we just got some, tournament variants at various points. In the last round, could have played out both pedals to play around Entomb and Reanimate and Daze, but all I was going off of was literally, my opponent doesn't play much Legacy, and the only Legacy event they played Reanimator in June of last year. So that was my only suspicion. And then they played Polluted Delta. It could have been Delver. It could have been, probably not Doomsday for not like a big Legacy player. But like, it was, I think, a bit too much of a going all in on like a read if I were to have played the second pedal. So I think I played it right. It just didn't work out in my favor. Obviously, that's how these things go. I don't regret any of the decisions I made for it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I am glad to be back making content. Yeah, I was just a little bit kind of burned out and doing things other than staying up way too late on a Saturday night to play a Legacy challenge. But I hope you enjoyed this, and please continue to check in with my channel. I might see you next week. It might be a couple weeks, but either way, new videos coming semi-regularly. See you all soon. Bye-bye.